Michael Gove.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As Secretary of State, what do you think Michel Barnier and his colleagues want at the end of this process?
I think what they want is a constructive outcome that they can be proud of when they look back on it. I mean, this is a difficult time for the European Union, and I know they view our decision with some sadness, and they all want to get, I think, at the end of it, the most constructive outcome.
And what would that mean for the nations of the continuing European Union? What are the particular aspects of the relationship with Britain that they would like to see emphasised? Obviously, you can't go into, you can't describe an end state in detail, but in general terms, what would they like to see Britain achieve as the Prime Minister has put it, as Europe's strategic partner?
Well, I mean, you're asking me to surmise and mind read to some extent, but I would expect, I mean, we are hugely valued for a variety of aspects. I mean, just apart from our role within the Council, we are hugely valued for our stance on security, our help with them on security, of our defence positions, our geostrategic position with respect to Russia and other and Middle Eastern problems and so on. So I would expect them to hope that that will continue. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I think that they would, because once we're outside the Union, we'll still be a large player in the world. I mean, indeed, in many ways, we'll be a larger player in the world because of our independent operation, and they would want, I think, to see us as allies in many of the initiatives they take.
I know that your ministerial colleagues have been asked to explore policy changes that come about as a result of our having left the European Union, things that we could do outside that we couldn't do within. Which are the most exciting of the ideas that have so far been put forward?
I don't do excitement.
Let me use not a synonym. Alluring, engaging, interesting, provocative, or worthy of being shared with this committee.
Neither am I a journalist. I don't do provocative either. Look, there will be. The union has been. We've been in the union for 40 years, right? So we have a 40-year corpus of law. Right? Some of it works well. Some of it works not so well, and there will be areas where we'll have to address the need to replace policy, the fairly obvious ones on farming, fisheries, and others. Maybe some of the areas that Mr. Whittingdale was referring to in terms of digital areas. We might want to free things up a bit in some areas. But I'm of the view that this is not going to be an instant fix. You know, we're going to be out on good terms, we'll make all that work, and then take our time for Parliament and the UK government, and indeed the devolved administrations, to seek to improve on the corpus of law. So I'm not going to pick out any one, I'm not going to take any favourites.
Do you think that there are opportunities, however, in areas like government procurement, or specific support for industries going through periods of change, or using an alternative to the current clinical trials directive in order to generate innovation in pharmaceuticals and life sciences? Do you think there are potential in any of those areas?
There are potential opportunities. Much depends, however, on what the ongoing relationship is in terms of equivalence between those regimes and the existing European regimes. So take the last one you picked, clinical trials, which has actually not been a great experience for Europe, because clinical trials policy has not been very effective. We may well will try to negotiate a position where we've got the freedom to improve on it, but without infringing on equivalence rates. But that's a very, very detailed set of exercises, and it will constrain us a little bit afterwards. We will still be freer than we are now, but it will constrain our actions a little bit.
Okay, thank you very much.